if we ever had a doubt that you were the right guy for our NASCAR segment, the fact that you just packed a fat lip.
Yo, YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Sports Society, coming to you from right here on the Comic John YouTube channel. And I, of course, am your host, your director of distraction, your coordinator of confusion, John Hassinger. If you're new to the channel, please slice the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment on any of the topics that we're talking about tonight or that you want us to talk about in the next show. In fact, a guaranteed way to get your comments and topics read and discussed on the next show, email me at thecomicjohn@gmail.com. That's thecomicjohn@gmail.com. And do not forget to tell your grandmother. And with me, as always, here on Sports Society is my good, great, grand friend from Houston, Texas, Kevin Smith Jr. Kev, thanks for joining us, man. Crazy week, huh?
Big time. I think we got a lot to sift through, but most importantly, we got our main man on the other part of this screen.
Yes, finally, we've been teasing it for weeks. Our good friend Bob from Georgia, but he's actually from Pennsylvania, so don't get that messed up. Bob, thank you so much for finally making some time and joining us here, man. We are so excited to get into it.
Appreciate you guys inviting me on the show and looking forward to it.
This is just off the top. We're going to get into our main topics in just a bit, but just off the top, it's impossible to ignore this coronavirus that's going crazy and it's shutting down countries, not just airlines and traveling. But I just read earlier that March Madness could be televising all the games without a crowd. And Kev, you just said that the Pac-12 tournament is going to be crowdless?
So we're going tomorrow morning. Ash's family is already there and got to watch the first round of games in the arena today, and then got notice that no one else is allowed into the arenas starting tomorrow.
Like half of what I love about March Madness is the crowd going nuts when some 16 seed hits a game winner to top a 1 in the first round, and the crowd's going insane. Now, what is that going to sound like? Is it just going to be like the players, like, yeah, like cursing? Because I know that's what they do when they win. Just a bunch of F words thrown all over the place. It's going to be strange.
You're going to have like one random janitor just like excited in the background.
You hear his mop handle hit the floor when he drops it to clap his hands.
The whole mop bucket slips and rolls down the steps and spills everywhere. Strange. It's so crazy. We'll, I guess, just keep an eye on that and how it's going to be affecting sports going forward. And I know, like, the main thing is, stay away from big crowds. And I just feel like this is getting weirder and weirder because obviously there's half the world saying that, oh, it's being blown way out of proportion. And then there's these scientists and doctors saying, like, no, we're not even close to, like, the end of this. Like, this isn't even really, like, the worst of it yet.
No, the guy on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday that's from the Infectious Diseases Center. I'm sure you guys saw some of that.
Yeah.
And he talked about it being another 3 to 6 months, and we haven't seen the volumes yet of people that are really going to get impacted.
Yeah, it's probably even worse than what it's showing to be right now. I mean, because, they're not testing everybody, and some people are already sick, so it's way worse than what we already see it as now, and it's going to get much worse. I think a lot of us are going to be told to stay at home for maybe a few weeks and see if we can, telework and do our jobs from home and do the best we can there, if it's possible. It'll be interesting.
No, you're right.
It's going to kill the economy. I mean, it's this economic downturn is going to continue, and it's still going to whipsaw back and forth a little bit. But today, we're officially in a bear market economy.
I thought about that today. I mean, I'm in the healthcare industry, so
yeah.
There are nurses that are being told, like, go home, but then there's some nurses that are being told, like, you can't go home. So, but, like, if they do go home, then they don't get paid. And then that's just like a trickle-down effect because then patients can't be seen, and I don't know. I don't know where we're headed with this.
Shopping malls, capitalist economy. Nobody's going to be out purchasing anything. Amazon might do like tremendous.
Still have a banner year. Yeah.
Well,
Amazon will have a banner year.
Well, they're due. They're due for an upswing.
Yeah, it's good to see they're going to start doing better. They've been struggling.
Yeah, they've been struggling for so long. They're going to pull it through.
Just really trying to dig out of that hole.
A real rags to riches story.
Absolutely. Movie theaters are even shutting down. It's just this widespread ripple effect that I don't think anybody really anticipated.
So that the Houston Rodeo is a big deal down here, and it's a month-long event, and it's not only does it pay, it's right now, and not only does it pay the most out of any rodeo to the cowboys that compete, so it kind of makes their year, but it also produces millions of dollars for the local economy, and then it gives away millions in scholarship money. They literally canceled it today and started kicking everybody out of the arenas. Like mid-show, a weekend, just start canceling everybody. All the big name performers, like tonight was supposed to be Kane Brown, tomorrow's supposed to be, Jason Aldean, whatever. They're just canceling. All the celebrities aren't coming. All the kids aren't getting the scholarship. Like that impact on Houston is going to be into the tens, if not hundreds of millions once it's all done.
Yeah, this will be a rough ride here for a little while.
Now, I mentioned movie theaters closing, and we will get to a little movie talk in just a bit. But first, let's get to our first topic.